Lion's Story, The King's Burden. In the vast, golden savanna of Africa, where the sun kissed the earth and the wind whispered secrets to the trees, there reigned a lion named Mufasa. Mufasa wasn't just any lion, he was the king of the jungle, a mighty and revered figure whose very presence commanded respect. His golden mane flowed like rays of sunlight, and his amber eyes gleamed with wisdom. When Mufasa roared, the ground seemed to tremble, and every creature, big or small, felt both awe and assurance, knowing their king was watching over them. But being king wasn't as easy as it appeared. While others admired his strength and majesty, few understood the weight Mufasa carried on his broad shoulders. He wasn't just responsible for himself or his pride, the well-being of the entire jungle rested on him. Every decision he made could ripple across the savanna, affecting the lives of countless animals. Mufasa knew that true leadership was not about power, it was about service, sacrifice, and responsibility. One fateful year, the savanna faced one of the harshest dry seasons in memory. The rains didn't come, and the rivers and watering holes that had once glistened like jewels in the landscape dried up. The grass withered, the trees stood barren, and prey became scarce. The smaller animals, who relied on the jungle's bounty, began to weaken. Families of antelope, rabbits, and even birds faced starvation. The once lively savanna grew silent, filled with the haunting whispers of desperation. Mufasa, watching from the peak of Pride Rock, felt the anguish of his kingdom. His heart ached as he saw the once vibrant land wither, and he knew he couldn't sit idly by. As king, it was his duty to protect the balance of life in the jungle. But even the mighty lion felt powerless against the fury of nature. Yet, giving up was not an option for Mufasa. Summoning his courage, Mufasa roared, a deep, resonating call that echoed across the plains. It was a summons for every creature willing to stand together to save the jungle. His roar wasn't just a command, it was a plea for unity. Soon, the animals began to gather, elephants with their mighty trunks, giraffes towering over the crowd, zebras with their swift hooves, and even the cunning jackals, who often preferred to work alone. Mufasa addressed them, his voice steady yet filled with determination. "The savanna is dying," he began. "But together, we can change that. We must find water and food, not just for ourselves, but for every creature who calls this jungle home. I cannot do this alone. Will you stand with me?" A chorus of agreements rose, and the animals, inspired by their king's determination, vowed to help. Mufasa divided the tasks among them. The elephants, with their unmatched strength, would clear pathways through dense foliage. The giraffes, with their height, would scout for signs of water from the treetops. The jackals, known for their sharp instincts, would sniff out hidden sources of food. Together, they set off on their mission, united by a shared goal. Days turned into nights, and the search was grueling. The animals faced countless obstacles, thorny bushes, steep cliffs, and even prowling predators. But Mufasa was always at the front, using his strength and bravery to protect the group. When an exhausted zebra stumbled, Mufasa urged it forward. When fear gripped the smaller animals, his steady presence reassured them. Finally, after endless searching, Mufasa's efforts bore fruit. Deep in the heart of the jungle, they stumbled upon a hidden stream, a small, clear river that had been shielded by a cluster of rocks and trees. Its water shimmered like liquid silver, untouched by the drought. The sight filled the animals with hope, and Mufasa let out a triumphant roar that seemed to make the skies rejoice. The animals drank deeply, their strength returning with every sip. The stream, though small, was enough to sustain them until the rains returned. Mufasa organized the animals to ensure the water was shared fairly, demonstrating not just his strength, but also his wisdom. The jungle had been saved, not by one creature's might, but by the unity and determination of all its inhabitants. Word of Mufasa's leadership spread far and wide. His tale became a legend, told around watering holes, and passed down through generations. He was remembered not just as a king but as a leader who understood the true meaning of power. Mufasa taught the jungle that strength lies not in dominance, but in the ability to inspire, to unite, and to care for others. And so, the golden savannah thrived once more, its beauty restored by the efforts of a king who bore the burdens of leadership with grace. Mufasa's legacy became a timeless reminder that even the mightiest leaders are at their greatest when they serve with compassion and courage.